Minister Benjamin Netanyahu scored a convincing victory in the Likud primaries held Tuesday, winning more than 70% of the vote. Netanyahu commented after the vote by expressing that he would continue to show responsible leadership and take the lead in education, the economy, and security for the sake of all citizens in the State of Israel. Meanwhile, members of the campaign headquarters of Netanyahu's rival Moshe Feiglin received the results with excitement, and especially the voting figures beyond the Green Line, where the hardline candidate won convincingly in several communities. Feiglin himself expressed his satisfaction with the results because of the fact that 1/4 of registered Likud members voted for him and for a Jewish state. Earlier, officials at Feiglin's office complained of irregularities during the vote. The Arab League and Western powers in the UN Security Council gave assurances that they were not seeking military action to end the bloodshed in Syria in an effort to bring Russia and China on board for a solution. The statements by the League and Western governments were delivered in a high-profile council meeting in New York, attended by several government ministers and a high-ranking delegation from the Arab League. Russia and China were strongly opposed to the current draft resolution by the Western powers that would back the Arab League, based on their concerns that the draft could eventually lead to military action in Syria. The two countries have also blocked previous efforts to pass a resolution condemning the Syrian government's human rights violations. United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon kicked off a series of meetings Wednesday with Israeli and Palestinian leaders. Ban told President Shimon Peres that Israel should take steps to assist the Palestinians and illustrate that the Palestinian state is already being built on the ground. Ban is scheduled to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and is expected to make the same calls for Israeli gestures. Ban is one of several foreign leaders who have recently called on Netanyahu to make gestures towards the Palestinians in order to avoid a breakdown in the Amman talks. Netanyahu has said that he is willing to make such gestures, but only if given guarantees that the Palestinians will not walk away from the negotiating table a few weeks later. As the debate over a possible military strike against Iran continues to grow, Mossad chief Tamir Pardo met last Thursday in Washington with CIA Director David Petraeus. Petraeus outlined America's red line with regards to the Iranian nuclear menace and said that Israel viewed the Iran threat as existential. Meanwhile, the U.S. National Director of Intelligence, James Clapper, stressed that the U.S. did not know if Iran would eventually decide to build nuclear weapons, but that Iran is nevertheless expanding its uranium enrichment capabilities, which can be used for either civil or weapons purposes. The Israeli team took the first place in two categories in the 2012 European Bread Baking Cup over the weekend, beating culinary powers like France and Germany and leaving countries like Portugal and Britain far behind. The competition, held in Rimini Fiera, Italy, included 4 different categories. The Israelis won for innovative bread with a health focus and baked dessert. In the first category, they prepared a modern version of pita bread with falafel. They baked green pita bread with spinach, filled it with cheese balls coated with pistachio, and sprinkled yogurt sauce on top. For dessert, the team prepared Black Forest-style strawberry and fruit brioche.